Hello, children. Hope you have gone through the two parts of humidity, that is part one and part two, where I had discussed about humidity in general and condensation. So, we will continue with another part, that is precipitation. Before starting with the precipitation, I first want to recapitulate as to what condensation is. Condensation means conversion of water vapor into liquid or solid state, that is known as condensation. Now we will talk about precipitation. So precipitation, it is actually defined as the process in which the condensed water vapor falls to the surface of the earth. When the water vapor that is condensed, it falls down on the surface of the earth, that is known as precipitation. The water droplet that is suspended there in the air, it is actually joining together. That means it is coalescing or joining together, and as it is joining together, it is growing in size. So when it grows in size, it becomes too heavy for it to float in the air, and because of the force of gravity, it falls down on the earth's surface in various forms. That is known as the precipitation. So there are various forms of precipitation. Okay, so snow, slit, hailstone, drizzle, and rain, they are the examples of precipitation. So we will deal with the this different types of precipitation one by one. So snow, what exactly is snow? Snow is a form of precipitation, and it is a six-sided ice crystal, and it is formed when there is a drop of the temperature, that is, the temperature drops below the freezing point. At that time, the formation of snow takes place. Then the temperature determines its shape and size. The shape and size of the snow, it is determined by the temperature at which they have been formed. And no two snowflakes are similar to each other, and most of them are the variation of that six-sided pattern. It is, the pattern is different, but it is in six-sided shape. Apart from it, its diameter varies from 1/10 of a millimeter to about 1 millimeter. The next one, it is the slit. Okay, so it is known as the frozen raindrop. So raindrops, when it is frozen, then it is known as slit. Sometimes the refrozen melted snow water that is there, that also is known as the slit. And sometimes the mixture of snow and water or rain, it is known as the slit. And second point is, it occurs during the winter season. That means it basically occurs especially during the winter season, and it is a very clear, transparent particle of that melted snow. Okay, and they may freeze into pallet on reaching the colder layer. When it reaches the colder layer below, at that time they may freeze, and because of it, slit is formation of slit takes place. The next one is the hailstone. Okay, so hailstone, as it is given here, it is hard rounded pellet, but it's not always hard and rounded. Sometimes a very irregular lump of ice also forms the hailstone. So how does it form? It is formed when the convection current pushes the cloud. So now what is happening is, raindrop has coalesced with each other, and formation of larger raindrop has taken place, and it is falling down on the surface of the earth. At that time, what is happening? Convectional current has been generated on the surface of the earth, and the convectional current, it is rising up. Okay, it is an upward moving current. So that convectional current pushes the rain droplets that is trying to fall on the surface of the earth, and it has been pushed to such great height that it gets converted into pallet of snow. So that pallet of snow, again, because of the gravity, it tries to fall down. Again, the convection current, it pushes it up. Now as it is falling down, at that time some amount of condensation again has taken place around the pallet, because it's a cold surface. So as it is falling down, some amount of condensation has taken place around it. Again, it is being pushed because of the convectional current. Now again, that layer of condensed water has again been converted into a pallet. So this concentric layer of snow or layer of ice is getting accumulated around the pellet of the hailstone. That's how the size of the hailstone, it is increasing. And the size of the hailstone, it depends upon the amount amount of ice that is collected during the descent and ascent, or we can call it during the lifting and falling of the hailstone. When the formation of the hailstone is taking place, that determines as to the size of the pallet of the hailstone. So when it becomes finally too big for the convectional current to push it up, at that time it comes down on the surface of the earth as hailstone. And the occurrence of the hailstone, it is very common during the spring and early summer season, and it does not occur everywhere. Okay, it does not occur in the hot desert, it does not occur in the equatorial region. Basically it occurs in the subtropical and temperate regions of the world. So that is the hailstone. The last and very important form of precipitation is the rainfall. Okay, rainfall and drizzle. So they are the, what are rainfall and drizzle? They are the water droplets falling on the earth's surface. So rainfall can be defined as the water droplets that's falling on the surface of the earth. And the size is the main difference between the rain and the drizzle. So rainfall and drizzle, it's the same, but the size of the rain droplets is the difference. Okay, while the rain drops has a size of diameter of around about 0.5 millimeter to 5.0 millimeter, whereas the water droplet that's there in the drizzle, it is less than 0.5 millimeter. So that's the difference between the rain droplet and the drizzle. Okay, and apart from it, the rain droplet, it contains about 8 million cloud droplets. Okay, are present in one drop of rain. There are various conditions that is necessary for the rain to occur. These conditions are: first one, there should be sufficient amount of evaporation. So sufficient amount of evaporation from the water body surrounding it should be there. Then only then there will be occurrence of precipitation. Second one is presence of wind. Until and unless there is presence of wind there, which carries the water vapor from one place to another, there wouldn't be any occurrence of rainfall. Third one is ways to decrease the temperature is also very necessary. So the ways are like the convection current should be present when the moist air, or the moist air, it's coming down at that time. Because of the convectional current, it starts to rise up, and then that moist air, it gets condensed and gets converted into rain droplets. Then another one is relief features should be there. So what are the relief features? Like the mountains should be there, so that the rising of the moist air, it takes place, and condensation takes place. Then after that, the meeting of the warm and the cold surfaces should be there, so that there would be occurrence of condensation, and then hence the occurrence of precipitation can take place. This is all for today, girls. We will be doing the next presentation on the three types of rainfall. Okay, bye bye, girls. Take care of yourself and study well.